You're listening to Three Kitchens podcast, hosted by Erin Walker and Heather Dyer.
We're friends trying out recipes in our own regular home kitchens. We hope our experiences will inspire you to get creative in the kitchen.
Welcome to Three Kitchens podcast. This is a special new format for season 6. We're calling this Food for Thought.
Yeah.
And here we are. We are your hosts. I'm Heather, and with me is Erin.
Hello. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Erin. Okay, so in this Food for Thought series, we're just taking an opportunity to talk about whatever we feel like talking about. But there's always going to be some connection to food.
Yeah. Some sort of story, thought, maybe something a bit nerdy with a
However loose,
tethered
connection.
to food a little bit, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not a deep dive.
Gosh,
so
no.
We're just giving you like enough to, I don't know, make you interesting at your next family dinner. You know, when you want something to talk about and you're like, oh, I know a little bit about a thing.
You never know when that's going to come up on your Jeopardy topics.
There you go. Exactly.
You can kill it.
Like, I heard about that on the Food for Thought Three Kitchens episode.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like, it's not the entree, it's the, what's the French word, Erin? Aperitif?
Sure.
Amuse-bouche?
There you go.
Yeah, okay. So in this one, our first one, because Halloween's coming up, I did a little bit of research into kitchen divination, which is the art of, I guess some people call it kitchen witchery. So what I learned is that before tarot cards and crystal balls, people used everyday things around them to tell fortunes. And of course, one of those things is food, because that's part of our natural world.
Yes.
And you might have heard of reading tea leaves or coffee grounds. I think that's relatively common. But let's look at some other examples. So
Okay.
I dug up a few. I'm going to quiz you, Erin.
Oh,
Okay.
I wasn't prepared for that. Great.
But you're a scientist, so I think you'll probably at least connect a couple of them. Okay, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Let's start with ovamancy. Can you guess which type of food we're looking at to tell our fortune with ovamancy?
Something to do with eggs is my
Yay!
guess.
Ding, ding, ding. I should have had like a bell. I need one of those soundboards when we record.
Right?
It's eggs. And
Eggs.
I read a story about an empress in ancient Rome. Her name was Livia Drusilla. She was the empress from 27 BC to AD 14 as the wife of Augustus, the first Roman emperor. And she apparently incubated an egg between her breasts, believing that the chick's sex would predict that of her unborn child. And I'm sorry, I don't know the outcome of her efforts, if it did or not. And I have a lot of questions about the logistics. How did she keep it there? Did she ever drop it? Did she squash it?
I mean, she'd have to have an ample bosom to do that.
Yes.
I don't know if I could keep an egg between.
Nobody could, unless you have a good bra, but I doubt they had bras. I don't know.
Maybe she just like wrapped it with cloth around her, you know, like a toga for your eggs.
Or maybe she had the life where she didn't move, you know, she sat and people catered to her, and so she could just sort of keep it held
That
there and not
seems
move too
like
much.
turn of the century Rome. Or
Yeah, you think way back
century?
when?
I don't know. What is the turn of the AD to BC?
Oh, that's a good
What would that be
question.
called?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that sounds like what she would do. Sit and be served, fed grapes, fanned, you know,
Yeah,
like all
fanned.
those types of things.
Yeah, maybe she even had like a little servant person to hold the egg in place. Just standing there holding the egg.
How long
Keep
does
it
an egg
warm.
incubate for? These are all the questions I have that I'm guessing you probably don't.
I don't know. And also, I don't think you can tell the sex of a chick when it's first born. I think you have to wait a little bit. They all look the same.
I have no idea. What chicken did you take it from? Like, where did the egg come from, right? Like, you gotta, you know, pick your favorite laying hen,
Mhm.
and then what if she lays more than one egg? What do you what do you pick then? There's a lot of
So many questions.
so much variability in this, but okay, sure.
Well, it's not
Ovomancy? Ova.
ovamancy.
Ovomancy.
Okay, there's also something called a Venus glass, where this is a bit more modern. I'm not sure exactly when, but
Okay.
you drop an egg white into a warm glass of water, or puncture the egg and put it into, so kind of the whites make their way
Oh,
out of the shell and
gotcha.
into the warm water. And then you can read the fortune from the shapes that you see in the egg white in the water. This sounds a little more doable. Yeah,
Passable.
I
Yeah.
think it could work. Yeah. Okay, let's do another one. Cromniomancy. Cromniomancy. Any guesses on what this one's about?
Something to
I've
do with fortune telling.
I've stumped her. Which vegetable? Oh, it's a vegetable. I just let that
Oh,
go.
no. Carrots? Oh, no.
No, this time it's an onion.
Oh.
So this one is not a quick fortune.
Mm.
So you're investing a bit of time into this because you have to wait for the onion to sprout. So let's say you want to choose between two outcomes. You want to
Okay.
know what's going to happen, or more than two, I don't know, way back when, and you want to know who you're going to marry. Seems like so many of these things were young
Mm.
girls trying to figure out who's going to be their husband, like they had nothing else to do. So you would carve the initials into the onion, and then you would put them aside and wait and see which one sprouts first.
Oh, but not the seed of an onion.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that's some tiny, precise carving because onion seeds are like itty bitty. Okay.
Yeah, so whichever one sprouts first, I guess if you have your pick, then or
Hmm.
whichever one sprouts first, you're going to go pursue,
Hmm.
that guy. There's also a German tradition for New Year's Eve, and I'm going to mess up this word because I did not look up how to pronounce, and it's German, okay,
It's
just
got a
forgive me.
lot of consonants going on there.
It's like a Zweibel calendar. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Sure.
An onion calendar. So Gustav Jungbauer described it in 1927 as simply set out 12 pieces of onion, one for each month, sprinkle them with salt. The amount of moisture that appears indicates the amount of rainfall in the corresponding month.
Oh,
So whichever one sweats the most tells you which month you're going to get the most rain.
old school meteorology.
Oh, yeah. The Farmer's Almanac of
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
Gustav Jungbauer of no, he just described it. I don't know how far back the tradition
Interesting.
goes. Okay, and one more, and this is one I learned about recently. You already know the answer to what food it is,
Okay.
but we're going to talk a bit more about it. It's tyromancy. Tell the listeners what food we're using.
You're using cheese, which
Cheese.
again, like, where does this word, like, I don't get the root of the tyro.
It's probably something in like Latin or something. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know. That one, that and the onion don't.
I know. Ova seemed obvious,
Yeah,
but the other
yeah.
two, no. I
I
know I get
also
it.
know nothing about linguistics. Would love to learn more.
I'm guessing there's some Latin source,
Yeah, exactly.
but I
Hey,
don't know. Hey, listener, we're just blown away by the kindness and generosity of our guests on the podcast. They lend us their time and share their knowledge with all of us so we can learn to be better cooks and bakers at home.
if you enjoy our guest episodes, please see their links below in the show notes. Go follow and support them too. And if you have an idea for a guest, please send us a message. We'd love to hear it. Now, let's get back to this episode. Tyromancy.
Okay, let me tell you a little bit about it. Tyromancy is an ancient practice of divination using cheese. It was first written about in 2nd century Greece by Artemidorus of Daldis, who criticized it
Oh,
alongside other forms of unreliable fortune telling. He didn't like cheese.
he was just sad.
What a sad person who
What a
just
sad
doesn't like
person.
cheese. Okay, but this is how he described it. It was a food of ambushes and trickery.
Oh.
Weird. It's
Huh.
a bit, it's a bit
Ambush, that's
intense.
very he really doesn't like cheese. It's not just like off-putting.
Not just
It's
like I have a lactose intolerance. I don't know of like I'm not aware of yet at this time in history.
Maybe it's the trickery of tasting good but then making him feel awful and
Yeah.
ambushing his digestive system. He had some big feelings, I think, is what we can chalk this up to.
Yes. And he said that tyromancers, the people who told fortunes from cheese, sullied the work of true fortune tellers, such as liver examiners and sacrificers.
Ah, yes, the righteous sacrificer.
I mean, I'm not sure what to make of this Artemidorus of Daldis if he hates cheese so strongly and thinks that sacrifice is acceptable form of fortune telling or acceptable for any reason, really.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, he's got some opinions.
He's a judgy McJudger over here.
I was gonna say
Okay.
you kind of don't want to mess with him though if he's like,
Yeah, and I don't know what his why he was writing, if he was a philosopher or some sort of important person. I have no idea.
sorry, what was his last name again? I'm forgetting.
It just says Artemidorus of Daldis, which I think is
Oh,
probably where he lived, but I don't know. He just had one
probably.
name. He was like Cher. He was just Artemidorus.
Kidoki.
Okay, the practice peaked in popularity during the Middle Ages as many, what would you call it, like the occult and things like fortune telling and seances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the Middle Ages, people really got into it.
Yeah, because things were rapidly changing. There was a lot of poorly understood things, and there was a lot of like cross-cultural exchanges. So I assume it would be, yeah, the Middle
Yeah,
Ages sounds like a good time to,
it was like parlor games for people,
yeah,
right?
parlor games when you're traveling the Silk Road. Hey guys,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
And it was particularly popular in agricultural societies, of course, all these using food to tell fortune.
Mm-hmm.
And people interpreted the patterns, the mold, the texture, and the holes of the cheese to forecast the future for things, of course, like harvest, marriage,
Yeah.
travel,
All those types of things were
fortune.
did seem very dependent on luck and on, having good fortune upon you and like that. I feel like that still kind of exists a little bit in an agricultural way.
Well, there's a lot of just cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's so dependent on nature.
Mm.
We really have no control, especially at a time like this. They could control what they could control, but beyond that, it was like so many elements could.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are some of these symbols we could look for in the cheese? And Erin has a piece of cheese,
I do.
and I am going to attempt to read her fortune from the cheese. I just would like to say this is in no way shade or mockery of tyromancy or people who have made this their practice, or look, we have no idea.
No,
Perhaps
I
it,
find this all fascinating.
I know, me too.
I I mean, I'm a super science nerdy person, but there are things that are unexplainable, and I don't know, I find it kind of enjoyable to think that there is another side of the world that exists that we don't know about. And I think even science would say that with the way that we talk about, quantum physicsy stuff and alternate universes. Like, why
Yeah,
not? If there is one,
exactly.
if we think that exists in science, then yeah, maybe there's something going on that we can divine these things, or at
Hmm.
least hope.
Yeah, I mean, you hear all the time about being intentional.
Mm.
Remember when I did the Pascha Ukrainian Easter bread
Yes.
recipe, and there's the tradition of like putting your
Mm.
intentions and your wishes for the harvest and for the new next year, baking
Yeah.
it into the bread, and it's kind of like that. I think that's what kitchen divination, kitchen witchery is really about. It's like,
Yeah. And I think even just at the most basic, it's like so many recipes or so many people talk about how you put a little bit of love in there. My secret ingredient is love.
mhm,
I don't think that's false. Like if I'm in a bad mood and not loving what I'm doing in the kitchen, my food's not going to turn out as good as it would if I was more careful and intentional about what I'm doing, right? So,
and present and paying
mhm,
attention, and because I get
yeah.
sloppy if I'm
Oh.
in a bad mood or not paying attention or really
Yeah.
focused, then that's when things, especially baking, that's when it goes off the rails.
And it just makes you feel better. Like to put
Yeah. Yeah.
positive stuff into what you're making. And like you say, with incantations, you're repeating it over and over again. It's like cognitive behavioral therapy, kitchen style.
There you go. It's therapy, everybody, and it's fun. So just take it as fun. If you think that it's a bit silly, then let it be silly and just let it be fun. Okay. I just want to be clear that there are people who have like studied this and kind of know what they're doing, and that is not me. I do not know. I learned a very small little bit about it. And check the show notes. I will link to that person who I learned it from, and you can look her up and learn more yourself, or have your fortune told. Okay, so some of the symbols that you might be able to see in a piece of cheese,
Okay.
perhaps, might be obvious. A heart for love,
Uh,
an arrow for a journey, maybe a baby for change and something new, or like a dog for companionship. A line that
oh,
kind of forks like in two directions might be there's a decision coming, you have to choose a path, things like that. Okay, so I don't know what I'll see in Erin's piece of cheese. I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try. And if you're watching the YouTube video, you'll see Erin's cheese. And I would love for you to comment
yeah, weigh
and
in.
tell Erin what you see in it, because it might be more accurate than what I see. And let's all work together to tell Erin's fortune from her piece of cheese.
Do I have to have any question or intention in what I am seeking from my cheese?
Yes, you
Okay.
absolutely can. I
Okay.
don't know how to tell the answer.
Yeah, no, I'm not
So
expecting you
don't
to
worry
do
about that
that.
today.
Okay, I just wanted in general.
Yes, in general, when I had my short little fortune read in a piece of brie cheese, I was asked to think of a yes no question, and
Ah,
then she read the answer. I don't know how she came up with the answer, which was no. Just tell you. My answer was no, and I was like, oh, I kind of knew you were going to say that. But
hmm.
my husband
Okay.
wanted me to ask if we're going to win the lottery, and I'm like, dude, of course the answer is no. We don't have a ticket. Like, why
Step
do you
one,
think?
enter.
Yes.
If you don't
I'm not
enter,
I'm
can't
not going to
win.
ask that. She'd probably just say no unless you change something, which buy a ticket.
All right, I also have some brie cheese.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, it's
Now,
very white. Maybe I will
yeah.
turn my camera so that the light. Oh,
And kind of put it
self.
in front of your face because the camera tends to want to focus on you and not the cheese. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
Huh. Gosh, I hope some listeners are watching
I'll
and
just turn it because different.
see something that
See if
I
there's
don't
something.
see. Okay, you can stop.
Okay.
Okay, and maybe when I do the video, I'll try to circle the things I'm seeing.
Oh, okay,
When I
yeah.
edit the video, I don't know if I can, but I'll try my best.
Okay.
Okay, now one of the things I learned when I had mine read is that the edge of the cheese is your foundation. No, keep it. You can just keep
Okay.
it where
I'm
it
just
is.
looking at my edge.
You
Sorry.
can watch the video after, Erin.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so your edges look pretty smooth and consistent. There's no like crumbling bits or smushed parts. It's as far as brie cheese goes, it's pretty smooth. So I think that means
Excellent.
that your foundations are strong. Take that to mean what you will. And I'm seeing like a face almost, kind of like straight in the middle, some very distinct eyes. And one of the things that came up again that I kind of learned is that your spirit guides sometimes show themselves in your cheese. And it looks,
Ooh.
if I'm seeing those eyes, it looks to me like pretty clear, prominent. So you have some good guidance, I think.
Okay.
And I also see what looks to me kind of like a teepee, like a tent.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think and it looked almost at like the end of a road, or maybe that could be like a river next to it. So I think you got some travel maybe in your
Oh.
future. Maybe you're going to take a little trip. I know camping season is sort of behind. Well, not necessarily for you. I know you winter camp occasionally, so maybe that's in your future.
Am I gonna run away?
Oh, maybe it's a circus tent and you're going to
It's
run
a
away to the circus. Erin, what have you got planned that I don't
What
know
have I
about?
got planned?
Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm not very good, and it might take me a while staring at this piece of cheese to come up with something else. But
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm
okay.
curious, what did you do? You see anything when you look at your piece of cheese? Was anything sticking out to you?
I mean, there is this like line here,
Hmm.
which that's the line of wisdom because I am wizened and old.
You'll become more so.
And
You'll
that'll
just
keep
keep learning,
happening. I kind of
perhaps.
feel like these things are those the eye pieces
Kind of the
you were
eyes,
seeing?
and the one there that you just touched looks to me like the the tent. That one.
That one. Oh yeah.
You
Okay.
see?
Yeah. I was thinking maybe it looks like a pumpkin face.
Yeah, it does
It
a little. There's
reminds me
kind of a large base.
I
Yeah,
gotta go get a pumpkin for Halloween.
me too. Yeah. But it looks happy though, so I think,
Yeah,
you got some fun times ahead.
there we go. I like it. That's fun.
So it is fun, although I wish I knew a bit more to do a better job of it. But everybody scroll down in those notes, or the YouTube description, and find the professional
Hmm.
fortune teller and go get your cheese read.
There you go.
And then come back and tell us what you learned because it's a fun thing.
I like this. Why not?
Mhm.
I feel like exploring different things and, just open yourself up to something that sounds strange. But now I feel better. I'm excited about potential travel. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I think the Venus glass with the egg white in it would be something fairly easy that we could, maybe the kids would like to try. Do something like this with your kids because I think it
Oh,
would be fun.
that is a fun idea.
Yeah. Okay, that's it for this very first edition episode. I always want to say issue, and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Of Food for Thought
Huh.
with your favorite home cooking podcast, Three Kitchens. Goodbye, everybody. And now for the fine print. Links to recipes and other things we talked about in this episode can be found on the show notes or our website, www.threekitchenspodcast.com. Come say hello on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, and TikTok. We'd love to connect. And if you enjoy the show, pass it on. Word of mouth is the #1 way people learn about new podcasts. Thanks for listening. I've noticed through the editing that I say okay before like every fucking thing I say.
That's your trigger word.
okay.